everyone, I'm Cathy, Clumsy Soaper. Soap making is my creative outlet, and this channel is all about soap making. Today, I would like to share with you my process on making amino acid transparent soap base. Without further ado, let's get started. The ingredients that I used are Cocoyl Glutamic Acid, Glycerine, Propylene Glycol, and water for phase A ingredients. Then, we also need triethanolamine and water for phase B ingredients. First, let us combine phase A ingredients and heat it up in a crock pot to around 80 degrees Celsius to 90 degrees Celsius or 176 degrees Fahrenheit to 194 degrees Fahrenheit, with constant stirring until a translucent liquid is formed. Then, in another crock pot, dilute triethanolamine with water and heat it up to 80 degrees Celsius to 90 degrees Celsius or 176 degrees Fahrenheit to 194 degrees Fahrenheit with occasional stirring. This will take a while. We have to make sure that the ingredients in phase A are properly dissolved and heated up to the target temperature. And the same way for phase B ingredients, that it is of almost the same temperature as our phase A ingredients, so that when we add the two ingredients together, there won't be a sudden drop in the temperature. As you can see, as the temperature increases, phase A ingredients are starting to melt and become clear. While we are waiting, let us have a quick chit-chat. Unlike the usual soap that we normally do, where we saponify oil and lye to make soap, amino acid soap is a totally different story. Amino acid soap is mild and gentle, and the pH range is about 5 to 6 compared to traditional soap where the pH range is about 8 to 10. Even if amino acid soap is not a real soap but a detergent, the materials or the ingredients are derived from natural sources. Like, for example, cocoyl glutamic acid is derived from coconut oil. Even if amino acid soap is not a real soap but a detergent, many are using it because our skin is naturally within the acidic side with a pH of about 5 to 6. It is of the same pH with amino acid soaps. And so, amino acid soap helps to clean our skin while maintaining the natural pH of our skin. You may even wonder on why after using our cold process soap or hot process soap for a couple of times or for a couple of washes, you can still feel that it makes your skin dry and rough even if you increase the superfat of the soap or even if the superfat is so high. The main reason behind is that the pH of our natural soap is alkaline, and it is about 3 to 4 pH units above the normal skin pH level. As I've already mentioned, unlike the true soaps that we normally would do either through hot process or cold process, here we will not be using oil or fats plus lye to produce our soap. Instead, we will be using Cocoyl Glutamic Acid. It is an anionic surfactant derived from coconut oil. For example, when we do cold process or hot process, we use the coconut oil and then we add the lye so that the fatty acids in the coconut oil will be saponified. But this time around, Cocoyl glutamic acid is actually also derived from coconut oil, wherein the fatty acids of the coconut oil went through a chemical reaction so that we can combine the fatty acid and the amino acid together. Hence, we have the name Cocoyl glutamic acid. Glutamic acid is the amino acid, and then cocoyl is a fatty acyl. So, fatty acid converted into the fatty acyl, and then from fatty acyl, you add the amino acid. So, you have your fatty acyl amino acid, which is your cocoyl glutamic acid. Well, next we have glycerine. It is a humectant. I've also added propylene glycol to make it remeltable. And I have shared transparent glycerin soap base before. I've also used the same ingredients, which is glycerine and propylene glycol. And then instead of us using sodium hydroxide to neutralize the acids, we will be using triethanolamine for the neutralization. Okay? This triethanolamine will help to also balance the pH of the recipe. You will notice that the viscosity of the combined mixture starts to increase and becomes gel-like, or it will look like something within the light to medium trace. Okay, so that is our target in terms of consistency. We don't need to add any colorants and fragrance here because we are doing a soap base. For me, I always prepare my soap bases in bulk, and then later on, I would remelt that to add my fragrances and colorants. Prepare it in different containers, and then later on, as a soap base, I can just remelt that to add whatever good stuff that I would like to add in. Okay, and for today, as you can see, the batch that I'm doing is just a small batch. It's a mini batch so that I can easily show you and it will be faster for the reaction to occur. So I don't have to wait so long to melt all the ingredients. That's why I just did the small batch for you with my two mini crock pots. To eliminate any air pockets or air bubbles, you have to tap your soap mold and then spray it with alcohol. For the question of the day, what do you think about amino acid? Is this a project that you would like to consider, or you find that it's not your cup of tea? Let me know by writing it down in the comment section below, and also give me whatever feedback, reactions, suggestions that you have for me. I love reading all your comments. After a few hours, I unmolded the soap and cut it using Commando, my new soap cutter. As you can see, our soap is crystal clear. This soap is common in Taiwan and Japan. They normally would call it ice jewelry soap or crystal soap, transparent soap, amino acid soap, all sorts of naming convention. If you want to do this project, you may find it difficult to look for the ingredients because the main producers are somewhere in Asia. I bought my ingredients from Taiwan. I really love the outcome of the soap, and I produced 2 bars, and it's so nice and so clear, as you can see from the book here. I think I also better share with you to quickly test the lather and the pH. So let me wet my hands and wash, wash, wash. And let me get the comparator. As you can see, the color of the test strip is yellow and it is somewhere between 5 and 6, but I think I'll just put it here at the 6. And when I tested it with the pH pen, the pH is actually at 5.5. So it's really good and it's really mild and gentle. And when it's wet, it becomes clear as a water. So I really, really love this one and I'm using it for my face actually. I hope that you enjoyed our soap making session today. And thank you so much for joining me once again. I'm Cathy the Clumsy Soaper, and if you are new here, I hope that you would consider subscribing into my channel for a weekly soap making video, DIY tutorials, and a lot more. Hit the bell icon so that you will be notified when I release a new content here in my channel. Just like you, soap making is my passion and I would really appreciate if you can join me in my soap making journey so we could learn and grow together. Thank you so much, soap sisters and bubble brothers, and happy birthday to my one and only brother, Gelbert. I love you so much. Happy birthday. And also, happy birthday to those who are celebrating their birthdays this month. God bless.